everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm VidHead85. And right now, I'm going to do a coming out day video that is a little bit about kind of like a faith journey. Also, this is for the people, anybody who may know someone who may be struggling with faith in God and their sexuality and trying to figure out how it fits into the quilt of your life. So I grew up in a household that went to church occasionally. We weren't ones to have pictures of artist renderings of Jesus around or crosses everywhere. I've always had an awareness of God. My cousin, who's a minister, read the Bible with my mom in about 8th grade, and that I kind of connected to it. God wasn't just a far off being that's, up in the sky. To me, he was immediate as the next breath to me. As I grew into the realization of my gayness, it was really tough. I deflected and made fun of gay people, and I hung out with one. And incidentally, it was my insecurity with being gay that forced that contradiction, for lack of a better term. The one gay man I did hang out with, I eventually ended up coming out to. And I did notice some events that led me to that moment, like being really happy when I caught this kid in Duck Duck Goose in 2nd grade. And I didn't have a word for it, but I just knew that it was something big to me. And I didn't have a word for it, but I just knew that there was something different about this. I was just happy. A 4th grade friend said, "We're boyfriends." And I kind of thought, well, that's not so bad. And so many hints along the way. And now one thing remained: God. In 2006 to about 2011, I went to a church I loved, but gay and God seemed to not go together. It was incompatible. I once went to a wedding and someone asked, was it a man and a woman that got married? It was that the one part of me was denied, belittled, and trashed. And I also started dating someone who had challenged me, asking, why would I go to a church that didn't accept the full me? On Wednesday, I didn't go to Bible study, and then the next Sunday, I didn't go, and then it just continued. I went through something that I call church fatigue, and I went to a church that had been on my mind for a little while. I did visit this one church that was more in my tradition, and it was really nice, and I considered maybe joining, but then again, there was another church that I'd been to that was Episcopalian. In 2011, I'd also dealt with integrating my sexuality into my full person, and that was through marriage equality. And there was marriage equality, and then I'd gotten a job, and then I'd gotten another job that I felt was more compatible with my schedule. So I was able to work on me. And this relationship eventually came to an end on Thanksgiving of last year. And Thanksgiving of this year will be 1 year drama-free of that foolishness. But the last part of me last but not least, was spirituality. At least, now, there are a lot of my friends who are atheists, but I will not let some hateful morons ruin God for me because they're so caught up in judgmental thinking that they miss the part about loving their neighbor. Or as some people say, they're so heavenly minded, they're no earthly good. So I went back to church and met some wonderful people who really love everyone. I noticed that I tend to draw awesome people, and I love it. I've done a summer camp as well, and I'm starting to settle into being a part of the church. I'm really grateful for the Monday service that's more reflective and gets you to unpack yourself about addiction or other behaviors that have a lot of power over us. I wouldn't feel odd telling my pastor or other congregants that I'm seeing someone or I'm interested in someone or I'm feeling like I'll never have a good man to stand beside me. But now I'm discovering or rediscovering faith as an openly gay man, unashamed and unbowed. I wanted to do this video because I wanted to say a little bit after watching this gentleman who actually is the boyfriend of one of my Facebook friends talk about coming out and then going back in the closet and then coming back out because he felt that he was being inauthentic. And there was a kid, a gay teen in Arkansas whose name was struck off the church rolls because he is gay. And the reason that I made this video is for those kinds of people who are struggling with their sexuality and their faith, because you are a quilt. And leaving one panel out is still incomplete. This is not for the people who think that anyone who believes in God is an idiot, because let me tell you, I don't believe that. And not only that, but, you know, people have things that are important to them. And being connected to God isn't something that you need to belittle because you're not, or because you don't feel as if you need that in your life. So thank you so much for joining me, and I appreciate your time. Please leave comments below if there are any negative comments about gay people who are Christians or who believe in God or are of any religious or people of faith. I'm just deleting them. I'm not even going to respond because this is so important to many. And you bashing someone because you don't feel that that's important is foolishness. Have a great day, and I'll see you later.